Hey guys, tonight for dinner we are having taco lasagna. I found this recipe on Pinterest and I'll be sure to link it below. What I've done so far is I have browned off my ground beef. I added diced onions. The recipe calls for 1 tablespoon of butter and then taco seasoning and Rotel tomatoes. I'm gonna give this a really good stir. It also calls for salsa. We only have my husband's medium salsa left, so I'm gonna add another can of Rotel instead because I didn't want it to get too hot. All right, we're gonna let this heat all the way through. Once this comes up to a boil, then I'm going to meet you over on my counter and we're gonna assemble our lasagna. Okay guys, my hamburger and Rotel mixture had heated back up. I have taken 9 of the flour tortillas and I've cut them into fourths. And what we're gonna do is we're just going to line the bottom of our pan and make the first layer of our lasagna. My husband is cutting these for me as we go. And I can already see in my 9x13 pan, I'm gonna need more than 6, than a third or whatever, or maybe we don't know how to do math, which is highly possible. We're hungry, we can't think. So next we're gonna add 1/2 of our meat mixture to the bottom of our casserole dish. Next, we're gonna add taco cheese. I'm not gonna measure this. I'm just gonna do as much as I want. So it calls for 1 cup. I'm just gonna cover my meat with my cheese.
We like it cheesy. Cheesy peasy.
Okay. Then next, we are going to add some green onions, my husband chopped. And I'm gonna be pretty sparing with the green onions because I'm not a fan, but my husband loves them.
Good for you.
They're gross.
They're good for you. Onions are good for you.
All right. Then next we are going to add another layer of tortillas. We're gonna add the rest of our meat mixture. I added a little bit more ground beef than what the recipe called for. So if your family doesn't like things quite as meaty, then by all means, make this recipe your own. If your family doesn't like a lot of tomatoes, you could cut the tomatoes in half as well. Next, we are going to add another layer of cheese. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish covering this because I know we're gonna have to chop some more, and then I'll be back whenever it's time to, once I get this top covered, because there's a couple more steps. Sorry about that, guys. All right, next, all we're gonna do is we are going to add another layer of cheese. And the recipe calls for another layer of like Rotel or salsa here. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna add fresh tomatoes whenever it comes out of the oven. Last but not least, we're gonna add some more green onions. Okay, so I have preheated my oven to 400 degrees and this is going to go in the oven for 18 to 20 minutes. My husband is wanting me to add black olives to half of this, so I'm gonna open up a jar of sliced black olives and put half on the top as well. So I'll be back whenever this comes out of the oven. All right guys, this just came out of the oven. I'm not sure if you can still hear it sizzling. We're gonna let this cool down for a second so that we don't burn our face off, and then we'll get this plated up. All right guys, here is my husband's plate for dinner this evening. He added sour cream, olives, and some jalapeno peppers. And this is what's for dinner tonight at our house. Hey guys, tonight for dinner, we are going to have my husband's favorite, Mexican. We had leftover seasoned ground beef from our taco lasagna that we had the other day. And so my husband feels like I've been depriving him of Mexican food lately. So we are having Mexican food again tonight. We are making beef enchiladas. I thought this would be a really simple dinner. Get it on the table and get it done. All right, I have a non-stick casserole dish. I have a casserole dish sprayed with non-stick cooking spray. And then I've got my leftover ground beef. Tilt you up just a little bit so you can see. There we go. All right, and then I've just got the soft taco size flour tortillas. And I did not warm this ground beef up. I'm just gonna crumble it up here. All right. You guys have probably saw this on my channel before if you've been around for a little while, but I thought this would be a great, quick and easy dinner, and my husband would love it. All right, so I've got a little bit of meat on my flour pad. I'm gonna add just a little bit of taco blend cheese. I have my oven preheating on 350 degrees. Maybe my husband's right, I kind of forgot how to make these. All right, I'm gonna keep on going and I will be back here whenever it's time to go on to the next step. All right, I have 6 of these enchiladas packed in here, and I still have some leftover ground beef. So I'm gonna go ahead and I just kind of sprinkle it all over the top. And then that way, anybody who would see this dish knows that there is ground beef in here. All right, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to pour, I took the lid off of this, guys, sorry. I'm just gonna pour some enchilada red sauce over the top. And however saucy you like yours is just your family's preference. My husband's all about some sauce. You guys hear me say that all the time. All right, next we're just gonna add some taco blend cheese to the top. All right, we're gonna get this in our preheated oven and we're going to let it cook about 15-20 minutes. Everything is already cooked. We just need to heat everything up to temperature. So I will let you know the exact time whenever I get back, but we'll see you shortly. Okay guys, our enchiladas just came out of the oven. They are smelling so good. So I'm gonna let them sit here and rest for just a little bit and then we'll get them plated up. Mine cooked 25 minutes at 350 degrees in my oven, to give you an idea. All right guys, here is our beefy enchiladas tonight for dinner at our house. And that's a wrap on today's What's for Dinner video. Thank you guys so much for following along this week.